in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Sit down just for a few minutes. So every day at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, we go live. We all grab our coffee or your water. Me, it's water. It's not because I don't like coffee. I do like coffee. But that's a rabbit trail. So grab something to drink though and sit down, and we're going to chat about insulin resistance again today. And we do this every day. We've been doing this for about a year and a half. And the reason why is because there's so much bad information out there. It feels like this huge mountain that we have to overcome just to finally get information into our hands that can actually help us. I cannot believe some days that we are literally still being taught the same trash we were taught 40 years ago that got us into the worst shape ever. It's absolutely mind numbing at times. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? I am actually half Italian. My dad was 100% Italian. I'm half Swedish. My mother was 100% Swedish. And my dad used to call us his little swagos, which is really funny. I had no idea that was derogatory, by the way. But it being Italian and in an Italian family, you can imagine, it's not hard to consider that there was a lot of obesity and type 2 diabetes in my family. A lot. Okay. And so I watched my dad from a very little girl with insulin injections and all of the things. And then he did all of the medical procedures. And I actually remember when I met my husband, we've been married 38 years now, 38 years. I remember dating my husband and saying, I just hope my dad lives long enough to walk me down the aisle. Because his health was so precarious all the time, in and out of emergency, this and that and the other thing. And then at the end, he had 2 years of dialysis. He did walk me down the aisle. I do have those pictures. God, I should grab one for you sometime because my dad, I show it in the group when I do my 5-day challenge. He looks like the Chilla Chilla Man. Does anybody remember the commercial, the Chilla Chilla Man? It was like a wine, I think, that they sold. And, the mustache and everything. That's what my dad looked like. He's like this little Italian man, not very tall, maybe 5'5". I don't even remember. Oh, thank you, Joan. I'm going to talk about you today, Joan, in a really good way, though, in a really good way. And you know what? 38 years of bliss. I am so grateful. I was sharing with my daughter the other day, and then we're going to get into thinning hair, cravings, and bloating, and why your gut and your insulin may be to blame. So that is the topic for today. I was having a girl day with my Dolly. She's 33, and she has 3 of my grandbabies. And we went shopping on Labor Day, and that was so much fun. And so we were chatting, and I said, I have never, not one day wanted to be married to anybody else other than your dad. That is true. Yeah, sure. Marriage is hard, blah, blah, blah. Of course you're going to argue. Of course you're going to go through stuff. We lost everything from 2008 to 2010. We lost everything, literally everything, not making it up, including our 401k, because my husband lost his job and then the market crashed. And so it took 2 years to lose everything, but we did. We managed to do it. And so those times, they'll only make you stronger, right? So this is going to lead into my testimony today, which is very exciting. Hi, Magda. Good to see you. Good to see you. But that's why now I am able to coach women on having an online income, because you know what? Having a backup business changed everything for us. All right. We'll go into our topic for today. This is really fun. And I'm so glad that Joan is on this morning because, she texted me yesterday and she was telling me that she was super grateful for having started with, some of the supplementation that I teach and whatnot. And, let me think about this for just a second. Hold on. I'm going to look it up here. I think I actually have just a little bit. She has a goal. And I want you guys to think about this. So she said, thank you so much for today's info. This was yesterday. As a retired hairdresser, I found my hair thinning out earlier this year. I will say it is so much better now. It feels better. I feel better taking your supplements. So looking forward to seeing, get this now, this is her goal, you guys. Like, cheer on Joan. Let's cheer on Joan. This is such a good goal. It made my heart so happy. If I could dare to fit into my wedding dress by the end of January 2026, that would be a great 50th anniversary for me to give me. And I'm willing to give it a go. Is that not the best goal ever? We have to have these goals, and it fits right into so much of what I talk about with you guys, because I'm like, you got to get rid of the I want to lose 10 pounds by the weekend or whatever. You have to stop that. You have to pause and actually heal your body and turn back around your insulin resistance to get the results that you're looking for. I'm just telling you, that's how this goes. Okay. So Cindy, good morning. Patty, good morning. Oh, you're fine, Patty. You're good. Linda, you caught the live today. Woohoo! I'm so glad that you did. Okay. Well, everybody, we're just going to take a few minutes and we're going to get you encouraged before I let you go for the day. And then I'll be back here again at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay. So come on in, just sit down for just a minute. Chris, good morning. Oh, you guys, this is too fun. All right. So she sent me that testimony, and I'll tell you, or she sent me that goal that she has. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Now, we've had so many testimonies over the last year, and they have been just phenomenal. Magda she's in the middle of her journey. She has such an incredible testimony. Terry has such an incredible testimony. Claudette, I have so many women that are just you guys are crushing what I did for myself. And so this was really, really fun to start this with her. Now, the reason why is because, like she said, her hair was thinning earlier this year. Okay. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert right now. I'm not even going to keep it from you. She did the trio and the gut primer, those two together. Okay. The trio, the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity, and then the gut primer. Okay. Because if you saw any of yesterday's live, or if you saw my reel from yesterday, go back and watch my reel that I posted. Insulin resistance creates leaky gut. And this is an issue. And so if we don't talk about the root causes of what's going on in your body, you're literally going to chase your tail forever. In my opinion, you're just going to freaking chase your tail like a Labrador, going around in circles. It's just going to be so frustrating. And you're like, why can't I lose weight? Why did I used to be able to count points and it doesn't work anymore? Why was I able to be in a calorie deficit and that doesn't work anymore? Why could I just be on the elliptical machine and now it doesn't? Things have changed. What's going on with my body? There's a shift that has taken. I don't understand. These are all the things that go through our heads. And the doctors are like, you just must be eating more than you think. And you're like, no, something's not right. And it's because it is not a calorie in, calorie out conversation. This is a hormonal conversation. Did you know that the GLP thingamajigger, it's a hormone. GLP-1 is a hormone. It's created by your body in your gut. So that's what we talked about a lot yesterday. So her hair was thinning earlier this year, and she literally just started this about a month ago. Okay. So I want people to be encouraged. Well, how long does it take? I don't know for you because I don't know all of your details, but this is about a month in for her. And she has a goal for her 50th wedding anniversary at the end of January to have lost 50, or for her 50th wedding anniversary to fit into her wedding dress. Okay. So you can do the math as to maybe what her age would be. You can guess whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to guess in the comments, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, we think we're too old. We think that the ship has sailed, that it is what it is, baby. I've told you about my own limiting beliefs on that. I just turned 60 this year, and I didn't even realize that I had more limiting beliefs to deal with. But it's easy to think, oh, everything's slowing down just because I'm getting older. This is normal. It's the way that it is. Nothing's going to change, blah, blah, blah. We have all of this crap going on in our heads. But guess what? Claudette last year at 74 years old lost 45 pounds in 5 months. She looks amazing. And remember, me losing my 3 sizes, that's not the story. The fact that I keep it off is the story. And you can too. You don't have to just hope only for a moment and then go back. You don't have to do that. So we do everything through the lens of, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything on TikTok. I know I miss sometimes your comments. I apologize. It doesn't have to be just for a moment because we followed a program for a half a second. I want you to learn how to fish. Oh, I wish I had Terry and what she said to me the other day. She said, Kirsten, you're not only teaching us how to fish, you are teaching us how, once you learn how to fish, then you learn how to eventually, in her comment to me, she said, deep sea dive. Like we get to actually have these answers forever to help fix us. Okay. Anyway, so her hair was thinning at the beginning of the year. She's feeling better taking the supplements. This is what she's telling me. She hopes to fit into her wedding dress for her 50th anniversary. Her winter clothes are fitting better than last year already. Her winter clothes are fitting better than last year already. No more rumbling stomach after she eats her meals. I get so I've recently been sharing with you guys, like when I make my egg white bread, like up in my stories, I've been talking to you guys about that. Like allulose doesn't make me feel super great. Some days I'm okay with using something that doesn't make me feel like stevia doesn't do anything bad to me, but allulose, sometimes I'm just like, just not in the mood to have a rumbling stomach and not rumbling because you're hungry, rumbling because your digestion didn't sit well with it. And I get tired of that. I want days and weeks in between having anything like that. I don't eat a lot of things that, make me feel that way, right? So she doesn't have any more rumbling stomach after her meals. Her cravings for sweets have calmed. Her cravings for sweets have calmed. That is wonderful. Doesn't that feel good, right? So I would like to know, who else has noticed thinning hair and you thought it was just aging? How many of you feel that rumbling stomach after you eat? You eat something you thought was healthy and all of a sudden you're bloated and you're 3 months pregnant and you're like, what the heck is going on? Why is my digestion so messed up? Is anyone here, you want to feel more confident in your clothes from last year? Like you're trying on your winter clothes like Joan is, and she's already feeling that confidence rise a little bit because they're feeling better. I'll never forget when Terry texted me one day and she said, non-scale victory, I'm tucking in my blouse. You guys, it feels so good. And it gives us back that confidence and we kind of put our shoulders back just a little bit. We feel better, right? And she actually now weighs less than she did 30 years ago. But anyway, and she's 62. Come on, age has nothing to do with this. It's a hormonal conversation. It's a cellular conversation. So this is what happened to her body that I can explain. Teresa, oh my gosh, good morning. You are obviously Italian, aren't you? DiMarcantonio. Did I say it right? DiMarcantonio. That is awesome. I love that name. That is so good. First time from Ohio. Hi, Shirley. My mother's name was Shirley. I love that so much. My mother's name was Shirley. She passed away a couple of years ago. So we always would say, Shirley, goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. That's what we would say to her. I did. Okay, Teresa, thank you. Tressa Marie. Oh my gosh, I love that. Tressa DiMarcantonio. That's awesome. So good. Good to see you. You're 77, Shirley. Good to see you. Cindy, she's lost 7 pounds. 7 pounds. Oh, you haven't done your second measuring yet. Okay, you're doing the total body reset. Okay, yes. If you do the total body reset, that includes the orange pixie stick, please measure, because that was when Magda sent me her text and she said, I've lost 6 inches from under my brow line, 5 inches off my waist, 3 inches off my hip, and it's not magic. It's not, it feels magical. It's not woo-woo or anything. There's no jazz hands. It's literally developed for a sports nutrition line, and it targets your BMI, targets your visceral fat. So, okay, anyway, so here we go. This is what's happening in her body and why she's feeling good just a month in. And remember, when I talk about the total body reset, people do different configurations, okay? So her configuration is the trio, the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. She's doing these. This is where I started a little over 10 years ago. And she's doing the gut primer, okay? The green powder that you drink in the morning. Okay. So doing anything with the gut primer is an automatic recalibration of your gut. It's a primer. It's not just a greens product. It gives you improved digestion, no rumbling, better nutrient absorption. When insulin resistance is poking holes inside of your gut, the frustrating part about that is that things are just leaching into your bloodstream and you can't quite get a handle on taking in the nutrition to make your body work so that it can help you produce the results. You just cannot begin to burn fat if your liver isn't working. You can't begin to burn fat if your insulin is high. You can't begin to feel better if you don't have all of the nutrients that are actually staying in your body. It's really challenging. It's why we get so fatigued. We're so tired. Insulin resistance causes brain fog, all of those things, right? So her gut is better. She said no rumbling after she eats. There's a lot of us that we want to get rid of that bloat. We want to get rid of that, just that churning. Blech. Like we're done with that, right? Lower insulin. So the trio, well, all of it, but everything is meant to help you go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. So lower insulin. Cravings will calm down. You have less fat storage and you have steadier energy. So this is what most women do not know because you're never taught it. It is not on a poster in the wall in the doctor's office that I have ever seen. There is a big difference between glucose in your blood and the hormone insulin. Okay? This is a huge deal. If I was paid for every single text message in my messenger, every telephone consult that I've ever done, Zoom consults. I used to do Zoom consults. There's a lot of things that I don't do anymore because it's just grown so much. But if I got paid for every time I talk to somebody that says, but my labs look great and they can't tell me what's wrong with me. They just tell me I'm getting older, blah, blah, blah. My sugars are good, so therefore I must be fine, right? Okay, blood glucose is one marker, but long before your sugars ever rose and stayed up, your insulin was high. Years and decades before it ever showed up in your blood sugar. Years and decades. But they're not giving you a fasting insulin test. They wait until they can tell you that you are pre-diabetic and put you on med. That's the protocol. They wait until your A1C shows up, and your A1C is a collection of lab results over the previous 3 months. So they wait until the bitter end. But they could have done a fasting insulin test a long time ago. So your sugars rise, your pancreas releases insulin. The insulin it has one job, and that is to go get fuel and put it into your cell. It loves it when you eat because your sugars rise. Even if it's just a little bit, it's going to go grab it. And if it's a lot of it, it's just going to release more insulin and it's going to grab it and put it into your cell. But when you are insulin resistant, your cell is resistant and it can't get that energy and that insulin inside of there. The insulin can't unlock the door anymore. So now everything is high inflammation and it's a fat storing hormone. So it's going to lay down all that fat inside of your liver, your organs, your intestines. Okay. That's why when then somebody says like Cindy, and she said that she's going to do her second measurement. She's lost 7 pounds, but now she's actually going to measure. It's because if you can target that fat that's underneath that got laid down in your liver, pancreas, and organs and intestines around them and whatever, I'm not a doctor, just a layperson. If you can target that, then you're literally shrinking from the inside out, right? And how do we know that it's actually working when people are on the total body reset? How do we know this? Because Magda just had an MRI that said her fatty liver went from bad to mild. This is how we know these things. People send me visceral fat scans. People send me all sorts of labs and stuff because you're proving the pudding. We want the proof, right? We want to know that these things are actually happening because you are taking back your health and you feel so dang good. So lower insulin will literally calm your cravings. So that hormone, get it down. Come on, bang, 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 got to get it down because High insulin, just for vanity metrics, high insulin keeps you from burning fat. No fat burning today. Fat burning switches on indefinitely as long as your insulin is high. So here we got Cindy. She said, I've lost 7 pounds. Why? Getting down that insulin. Who else is like focusing on that? Focus on your insulin, focus on your liver. I'm a broken record. I'm a broken record because listen, aren't you glad that I don't tell you there are 50 steps? Don't you want this to be simplistic in your brain? Don't you want your brain to be able to wrap around this understanding of getting your inside working so that your body can produce results? Like, this is not rocket science, but they're not going to tell you any of this. And you can choose to believe why. How exactly does insulin work? Insulin is released by the pancreas to go and grab fuel to put it into your cell for energy. I think I missed somebody. Hold on. New comments. And Cindy is 1 month in. So 7 pounds down, you're going to measure. You've had dumping syndrome for years only to find out bloating and hormonal. It is, Tressa. And so let me address this for just a second before I go on. I have a friend who had her gallbladder removed recently because that's pretty much, surely you want to do that. I can send you information on the total body reset because she also had dumping syndrome. And eventually your body is, because your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body is trying so hard to function at the level that it was created to function. And when we just keep going round and round and round and we don't really have quite the answers to what's going on, we don't know what to fix. Like, we're kind of clueless a little bit, right? And so maybe we try something here and something there, but it's not really quite fixing it. And we think, oh, maybe it's just gluten, or maybe it's just, we just think that it's, I don't know, simple, common sentences that we hear in society. Like, maybe you have celiacs, and so you have to pay attention to your gluten. It's not the gluten, it's the grain. It's the actual grain, because you're spiking your sugars too much and you're calling on insulin and you're trying to, have your body function, and it's not functioning. So what happens then is, like, even now I have somebody who has short gut syndrome, which means, maybe running to the bathroom with diarrhea all day. Right. And she said for years. So she was very nervous. She was very pensive over trying, here, I don't want my pills to fall like they do every single day. She was very, very pensive to try the gut primer. And because of that, she's like, if this makes it worse, I'm going to tap out, because I already years of doing this. Well, lo and behold, has 6 different blends in it. Like I said, it's a gastrointestinal primer. It's not just a greens product that you're seeing on the TikTok shop. It's not just a greens product that everybody's like, whatever, using. And you've got the Amazon link to. It's an actual primer that has all sorts of things in it. Like, your body stops producing, your pancreas stops producing the enzymes that you need. Maybe you need a few more. Maybe your gut lining is so inflamed that it needs to have fermented greens to calm things down and to, like, give you absorption and make things very bioavailable. That type of thought process is what we're doing. Yep, that, yeah. Oh, Tressa, that's so nice. She says, congrats, Cindy. Yeah, I'm so excited for you, Cindy. I'm so excited. It's just the beginning of a very good journey. It's just the beginning. Okay, so hold on. So, you know what, then, not only that, so her gut started to get recalibrated. So her improved digestion, the rumbling started to go away. She's lowering insulin, which means that her cravings are calming down and she's having less fat storage, steadier energy. So she's feeling good, right? Her inflammation lowered and her body is feeling lighter. Her hair, skin, and her energy improved. This is, you guys, like, she's like a month in, right? With the gut primer and the trio, the 3 supplements. She took part of the total body reset. That's what she did. Okay. And that's totally fine. But now her confidence is growing, because when your body feels better, your mindset lifts and you feel so much. You're like, finally, I feel like something is working. It is exactly in my brain. Like you take your vehicle to the mechanic and you're like, it is like chugging. It's like, like all the time. It's like making these noises and it sounds like it's not firing right. And I think it might be a cylinder. Like I heard maybe one time that it could be a cylinder, or I'm not really sure. I mean, I also haven't changed the oil for 100,000 miles, but I'm not really sure. And they're like, no problem. We're going to fix this for you. And you get your vehicle back and they repainted it. And you're like, well, did you look at the cylinders and the filter and no, we repainted it. It looks really good now, doesn't it? You're like, it's still, every time I stop at a stoplight, it's still like, it can't it's not idling properly. Like this isn't working for me. That is exactly what's happening with our bodies. And so we are very filled with a lot of noise, right? Like try this program and count these points and do liver insulin. Like I want to yell that from the rooftops because it's a hormonal conversation and your liver governs your hormones. Insulin is a hormone. Like, let's do this, right? Okay. So her confidence is growing. So your gut is literally your control center. Okay. Your insulin is the traffic cop for nutrients. Your inflammation is fire in the body that you can't put out. So all of this inflammation that is all over your body and you are frustrated, you feel inflamed, you are puffy, you can tell you are not moving impacted waist like you should be. Your joints hurt, you wake up, you ache. All of this stuff is high inflammation in your body and you have to figure that out, right? So for her clothes are fitting better. She's only a month in. Like this is the sky is the limit for her. She's, she has her goal of fitting into her wedding dress for her 50th wedding anniversary by the end of January. So this is what we're going to do, right? So clothes that fit last year, maybe they're now tight for you because over the last year you went in the wrong direction and you just feel puffier and more inflamed, right? Maybe your cravings at night feel impossible to resist. Well, hers went the opposite way. Her cravings are calming down. That's that food noise everybody talks about. Okay. I understand food noise. Maybe you feel bloated after meals. You're making you avoid certain outfits because you're just bloated. Maybe your hair is thinning or your skin is tired. Your skin is dull and tired, right? You're waking up tired even after you sleep for a full night. All of this stuff, it's all connected. All right. So these aren't random. They are tied to gut health and insulin. And when you support those two systems, things shift. They shift. So when you're talking about the trio, this is what she did. Okay. So the trio are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients to help with insulin sensitivity. This is where I started. I always put my before and after picture up here on TikTok because I was a 2X when I started these, a 2X, and now I'm a large. Support insulin sensitivity. This is why she's feeling, well, this is all of it is, but this is literally when you support your insulin to come down, that's when the cravings can stop, right? When you can detox your liver, when you can have better fat metabolism. Did you know that your liver is your fat metabolizing organ? Did anybody ever tell you that? That if you would just kiss your liver every single day, this is why you're having a hard time losing fat, because that's what your liver is, that's its job. God gave all of the parts of your body a job when you were created. And it's trying to do its job and it can't, because if your liver is sluggish, you're not going to burn fat. And if your insulin is high, you're not going to burn fat. And you probably have both. So let's deal with both. Okay. So when you can help your liver detox on a different level, this is where you're able to pick up fat metabolism, etc. And you start moving stuff through your body. You start detoxing. You start taking ground in that arena, right? So, like I was saying, metabolism. When it comes to the gut primer, this is basically where every day, this is where you can begin to repair your gut lining. So what if you could support the healing and the sealing of your gut once and for all? And I don't mean like you do it for 30 days and then you're good to go. This is an ongoing conversation, right? Like I haven't stopped taking my gut primer every day, like because I have so many, whatever, like, I don't know how you, I don't want to not feel that way again, where I feel like there's no rumbling in my tummy and my digestion and my impacted waste is always moving through my body. And it makes me feel later and my brain fog is gone and my sleep is so good. And you get the picture, right? So you can repair your gut lining. You can add enzymes and prebiotics and postbiotics. It's the bloating that makes us feel like we're never going to get better. Like we're never going to, like, are we just going to be bloated forever? Are we just going to like have to buy a different size pants all the time because the bloating is too much? Or are we going to have diarrhea all the time? Because like I was saying, short gut syndrome, or like she was talking about dumping, and things like that. What if Patty says she never wants to feel that way again? Patty has also been like an incredible testimony. Oh, you're fine, Tressa. You're so cute. You're so cute. Yeah, I get it. Trust me. I've made so many mistakes. Like, no big deal. No big deal. I kind of like read between the lines now. I'm pretty good at it. And Patty says she never wants to feel that way again. And you know what? This is the deal. Once you start to understand, like by her doing even just the trio, and then I'm going to show you the other two products, okay, that fill it out and make it the total body reset, just so you have understanding. I was going to grab another one that I just dropped, but I'm not going to now. Because I thought I had one sitting here, but I don't. Doggone it. Okay, that's fine. When you support your liver and your gut like that, I feel like it opens up a whole new world for you. I wanted very specifically to bring Joan's testimony because it's so fresh, and it tells you that you can start to feel things quickly. And once and for all, you can be like, my body is actually starting to work. The next thing that she said to me, because I asked her very specifically, I said, Joan, tell me what it is that is making you feel like better, so you're only into this very short period of time. And that is when she wrote me back and she said, I don't have the rumbling stomach after I eat. I tried on some winter clothing this past weekend, and some look better now than last year. And she said, I know intuition. She said, this is a much better plan. Gut health and lowering insulin. And she said, I don't have such strong, sweet voices now. So for whatever reason, it clicked with her. Oh, get to the root. Get to the root of the tree. Get to the root. And you can change this literally then. Now you're learning how to fish. You're learning how to fish. That is an amazing opportunity, right? There was another question. Do you need to take both the gut primer and supplements together, or can you take one or the other? So you can do, I'm going to share this the way that I used to share it, and let's see if this resonates with you better. So the first pillar, I'm going to say it in terms of 3 pillars, okay? And then I'm going to tell you what she did. And I'm going to have one on here that it's not the exact one, but it's the same color. So we're just going to make it up. So the trio, this is where I started a little over 10 years ago as I was a 2X in size. I had no idea how to change out my foods. It's why I started supplementing, even though I was never a supplementer. I only took like ibuprofen, and I tried Metabolite for a while, but that got banned by the FDA because of the ephedra. So it wasn't fixing anything inside of me. It was just basically an amphetamine. Do you understand? That was just like it killed your appetite. Okay. So it wasn't, again, not fixing anything inside of me, but that was my experience with supplementing. So I started taking these because I didn't want to trade out my foods, and these fully supported my losing those 3 sizes in my 50s. But the truth is that I've also learned how to keep it off. And the reason why is because, so I did trade out my foods, right? I teach no grain, sugar, or legume, because when you are insulin resistant, that changes everything for you, right? But now you guys have a much better opportunity than I did, because more things have been launched. So this is the trio. She did this. Okay, now I'm going to put that down. That's pillar number one. That's where I started. That's the one that has the glucose capsule that goes out of stock way too frequently for my liking. It's very popular. It is what it is. I can't fix that for you. I know people are stocking up on it. You're wise to do that. Okay. The second pillar that I talk about is the gut primer and a probiotic. Okay. Now, it's possible Joan already has a probiotic. I don't know, but she purchased the gut primer. Okay. Now, the gut primer, the reason why it does not have a probiotic in it, this is 5 live strains. So this is pillar number 2, 5 live strains. So when it comes to the gut primer, I take 1 scoop every morning, just like this. Smells like green tea, turmeric-y, gingery. I'm not a green tea person, so therefore what I do is I have no intentions of sipping on it because I'm not a green tea person. So what I do is I put in a little bit of cold water, about this much. I froth it up and I take it like a wellness shot. Okay, that's what I do with that. There are pre and postbiotics in here, but not a probiotic. So you can heat this if you want to. I had somebody tell me that they were putting it in making homemade soup and adding this to homemade soup. You can do that, I guess, if you want to. You take it at the beginning of your day so that it is like recalibrating your gastrointestinal tract. Probiotics are very sensitive because they are alive and you want them to stay alive. This particular one has stay alive technology and stick to the gut technology. I think that we're taking a lot of products in general. They're never actually doing anything in our bodies because they're not properly designed and made so that they will actually do what they're supposed to do. In the United States, we only have about half of the species that we used to have 60 years ago in our gut. And it's because they've studied the fecal matter of the population here in Tanzania, in Brazil. Like they study this stuff to find out that their species of gut bacteria, they have stayed high. And so they have like better immune systems and all of this stuff. We've killed off probably, I'm just going to guess, probably because of like a lot of glyphosate, a lot of sugar in our diet, we have a lot of bad stuff in our diet, seed oils and all sorts of crap, right? A lot of prescription meds, over-the-counter meds. We're kind of a little more of a damaging society instead of a whole food society. In Tanzania, like when my sister's safari co-owner comes and visits us, he's like, oy vey. He brings a lot of his own food from Tanzania because it's organic and it's not been touched. It's not GMO. He's like, you guys, ugh. So you want them to be alive and you don't like yogurt's not going to cut it. I'm not saying yogurt's bad. I'm just saying kimchi, sauerkraut, it's not going to cut it. It's just not, you can add that. That's good. It's a good layer, right? It's just like cinnamon's not going to fix your diabetes. It's a good layer, right? But I can tell you what's a better layer to turning around your insulin resistance. I can tell you a better way to do this, like to actually help. And I don't make claims. I just tell you stories. You know, I have people that had not diabetic written in their charts, just telling you. So pillar number 2, primer and probiotic. Pillar number 3, this is basically, I pulled this out of the sports nutrition line. It's a clinical dose of an extract and it targets your visceral fat. Visceral fat is created from insulin resistance. It gets laid down because insulin is a hormone. So it's laying down fat inside of your liver, your pancreas, around your organs, around your intestines. This is a very, 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 very big problem. We've been talking about that a lot this week if you go back on my replays. It emits, visceral fat is literally like its own organ. It emits hormones and it emits inflammation. And this is why you're just feeling like crap all the time. So when somebody tells me that they've been doing this 90 days on, 30 days off, tastes like orange candy, by the way. You just put it on your tongue. And she's been doing that for a year. And now she's like, I'm going to put 6 inches here, 5 inches on her waist, 3 inches off of her hips. Are you freaking kidding me? That's what's happening in this universe. These are my ladies. These are my people. I can see you all on here. It's very exciting. So here you go. Now I'm going to answer your question. You can do any configuration that you want. Sometimes that's why you need to reach out to me. You're like, okay, I'm already taking a really, really good probiotic. And so I don't need to double up on that. Perfect. Like, don't double up on stuff. Do not buy things that you do not need, but also do not overlook what it is that you are trying to accomplish. There's a lot of noise out there, and I get it. And if I didn't have a bazillion testimonies from the last few years of serving people like this, I would say, then why are you listening to me anyway, right? But that's not the case. So I know how to help people customize for what they're trying to do. So if you wanted to do the gut primer by itself, because you just want to try one product just for your gut, go for it. Go for it. But make sure that you are taking a good probiotic. And if you're not, do these two together and make it the gut reset. It's the gut reset protocol is really what I call it. Do them together. Okay. If you're not taking a good probiotic, just don't ever heat this. Okay. Do not drink. Don't put this on your tongue. I already took mine this morning. Don't put it on your tongue and then drink hot coffee, because you're going to kill the live strains. You don't want to do that, right? So that's just a tip. So you can do whatever configuration. She did this. She did only the gut primer and the trio. And she's already noticing within about a month, she's noticing her hair feeling different. I'm telling you, this is the connection. The connection you're thinking that nobody's talking to you about. They want you to put, like, here, like, let me sell you I don't have anything. Let me sell you a bottle of chemicals, a serum filled with bad chemicals, and you're going to like rub them all over your scalp, and you're going to like, no, get to the root cause of everything. Okay, Tressa, good. I'm glad that you got that. So that's kind of, you can mix and match a little bit. You can customize. The people that obviously get the absolute best results they're the ones on the total body reset, and they give me all of their, I just love getting your texts. I love getting your whatever, but I also do teach food ingredient trade out. So I have a Facebook group. It's called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Give your email in order to get into the group, because no bots are allowed. And when I do my 5-day challenge every month, it's free. I do it every month. The next one is starting on Monday. And I do food ingredient trade outs, and I do my pantry and my refrigerator, and I do a recipe, and we do all of these things. That is a great way for you to then have like a path to run on, like a blueprint of transformation, because you want to know that somebody's going to walk journey with you. You want to know that you can say, okay, like you can reach out to me and ask me a question about like a recipe that we made, or, like how come my egg white bread didn't turn out, and we can try to figure it out and whatever. It is very helpful to have somebody that you can lock arms with. I didn't do any of my transformation with anybody because this didn't exist. And this was only a little over 10 years ago. Do you understand? This didn't exist. We're so used to this now. We're like frustrated when things don't like, well, how come their live wasn't there today? Or how come I couldn't get the replay? Like we are so used to having all of this available to us all the time. I was just in my own head. I always say it was just me and Jesus, because I didn't want anybody to know I was trading out my foods, because I was so tired of the negative Nellies and the naysayers and the mind games that I grew up with being Italian. Just, mangia, eat, come on, eat, show respect to the person who made the food. And then you start gaining weight, like maybe I was around 11. And then they started bribing me to lose weight. Stop feeding me gallons of ice cream, maybe. Like, you're the one who buys the food, okay? But this is what happens. So then they're like, mangia, eat, show respect. And then they're like, oh, you're gaining a few pounds. And you're like, okay. So then you lose weight. They go, oh, don't get too skinny now. Like, what kind of mess is that? So I had to overcome that by myself, right? So I always say it was just me and Jesus, because I was like, I'm going to assess the foods that I eat. I'm going to actually pay attention to why I feel, if I feel triggered by anything, or and I don't even like that word, but it's the only one that I really know. Like, you go to a social event and all of a sudden you feel like you have no self-control, or whatever, because there's an emotional connection to something, blah, blah, blah. So I did some internal work for myself, and I started assessing. And it was the best gift I ever gave myself. And that's the kind of stuff I like to teach inside of the group. I want to teach you how to give yourself the best gift ever. And I had to like shut down the noise. Like if somebody was going to come along and go and start paying attention to what I'm eating all the time and whatever, and they're going to say, well, you know, that's not very balanced and you need to have more, you know, broccoli or whatever. And I'm like, go away. I'm on my own journey. And so I just didn't tell anybody anything. I was like, just don't pay any attention to me. That was just me and the way I did it. But it paid off in spades because I became stronger in myself and more able to be like, I now know exactly the foods that I like and the foods that I actually want to trade out and foods that I don't even care about. Gosh, I thought I would care about not having that around anymore. And now I realize that was just habit and I actually don't even like it that much. That's the kind of stuff. Now you're going, now you're getting somewhere, because that's why I've kept off my weight, right? I don't have, listen, she's only a month in and she's already talking about how her sugar cravings are down. I don't have the same, I have a completely different palate than I did 10 years ago. And not because I forced anything like bad, crappy food on myself. Not at all. It's because I've changed the way that my insides are functioning. And so my body's not yelling at me, sugar, give me sugar. I need more sugar. My body's not yelling at me anymore because I told it to shut up and sit down by doing what I'm talking about with supplementation. So I'm just telling you that. I can't add you, Beth, but I can either, when I get off, I can put a link under your name, or let me think about this. Or you can search Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You can do that. And then there's one other way people could do this. And then we're going to jump off and I'm going to come back on tomorrow at 11. So I have a Facebook page. You're on my page. I have a site, right? So my site is my first last name.com. Kirsten Liebelt, KirstenLie, no space, BELT, KirstenLiebelt.com. And when you go there, this is what it looks like, right? So there's a product spotlight up here, and then there's my before and after picture. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see a Facebook icon right here. And on that Facebook icon, and actually, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you're going to see it. It's right there. It's right there. My site is right there for you in blue. Do you see that? You can go there. All the way to the bottom, here's the Facebook icon right there. And if you touch that, that is actually going to take you to the Facebook group. And this one is going to send a code to my email. I don't know why it's doing that. I apologize, because that's not helping you. But it will take you to the group. So right down here, there's a Facebook icon right there. And that's how you can get into the group. Make sure you give your email in order to get in, okay? I don't sell lists or anything like that, but no bots and all that good stuff, okay? And that is basically, that's just a really great way to start. And if you want to know just about some of the product spotlight right there, it's at the top. If you want some free resources, they're right here. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going on here, even though it's a small little tiny website. So it doesn't take much time. Okay, Tressa, if I will send you what you're looking for. She said her break is over in 1 minute. Okay, I see. Got it. It's like a baby's hair, very thin. Yep, your hair. Yep. Telling you, it's about your gut, you guys. It's about your gut. And the biggest thing is that what people don't know is that what many of you might not know is that this is very specific for, it is a daily gastrointestinal primer, but it's liver, helping your liver. And if you've lost your gallbladder, I'm telling you, you can change a lot of things. So you are so welcome, Keisha. You are welcome. Nope. Ditch insulin resistance for women. Thank you for saying that, because I say it so fast. For women, WOMEN. Thank you for making me clarify that. I want people to know. Okay. All right. Are we all good? I think we're all good. I think we are. I'll get off and send people stuff. Okay. I will. All right. You guys have such an amazing day. I'll see you back here at 11 tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday. I have to think about it. Kind of got off on Labor Day, right? And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. Have the best day ever. Love you guys so much.